All right. Yeah, nice morning, Ben. This is your first video. This is the release video. So what you're gonna need, this is it's a medicine ball, but this is basically you want to maybe blow up your big basketball or your football, right, and just make it quite hard so you can do some good release with it. Obviously, you can use your tennis ball, especially for this little bit here first. All right, so we'll just get into it. We'll try and keep these nice and short and sharp. First one was we're just gonna roll on your calf, right? So we're just gonna roll all around your calf. It's good to hit up all that sideline, especially at the top on the outside. I'm sure you know how to roll your calf, right? And then, we'll just get, if there's any sort of sore points, we'll just get your weight into it, cross your leg over, and then lift up the foot on the knot there, and then just ease off again. Find where it is again, pull in, and just release, all right? So we can do that on both sides of your calves, just nice and gentle, just a couple of minutes on each, if this is just like a recovery sort of gentle roll. Okie dokie. After that, you can move up to your hamstrings. This is probably better on a step with your tennis ball. Obviously, the tennis ball's not that big or hard, so if you want to use your ball, that's cool, right? So we're just going to sit up. I'm just going to get my weight over here and just hit all over my hamstring, especially the outside. I'll get my hands towards the outside here. Just trying to straighten my legs, squeeze my quads just to open up my hamstring a little bit, and just work into there. Obviously, that's not that direct with this because it's quite big. It's hard to get into the hamstring. So maybe you just want to use your tennis ball, sit on a hard wooden chair, and then just work into it like that, all right? And just lean in with your torso. All right, so that's your hamstring. After that, your groin, right? So this is particularly good. The ball is particularly good for the groin, right? Or the inside of the hamstring as well. So I'm going to sort of sit up quite tall here, just turn to the inside line, following my sort of inside line of my hamstring groin in there, right? And I'm just going to hit that inside line there. You will find like quite a nice ridge, and then we just work all the way up into the top of the groin with that nice hard ball. Just working. You can also straighten the leg as well. Lean in to get a bit more opening up of the groin. But yeah, you'll probably notice it's quite sore, right? And you can just follow that around into that bit of your groin. Then we can get into your front, cock your leg out to the side, hit that inside line of your groin. So a bit more sort of up into the middle of the thigh there. All right. And then you can get into your psoas, which is that inside line of your hip crease there. So there's the bony bit of your iliac crest. Just going to follow that bit of your hip crease. I've got my leg slightly out to the side, and I'm just going to, so just between your pelvis and your belly button, that centre line there. It's going to hit into your psoas. It's quite sore for me, and then I can also lift my leg, squeeze my glute just to take that muscle to extension again. And then I can also start to hit the hip flexor with the ball as well, which is more sort of straight on towards the outside of your hip. Alright, so we're just out on the outside here. So outside of the iliac crest, all the balls off. Outside of the iliac crest, and the inside for your psoas, right? So hip flexor, sort of psoas, it's all the psoas group, but here and there. Alright. Last one's just your glute, which you also can use your tennis ball for. What I'm going to do first and foremost is just go straight on my glute. Alright, so just dead center, sort of the glute, or maximus I suppose, when we're just trying to follow in there, and I can sort of bring my knees and hips more to flexion, just open up my glute a bit more, so I'm getting more central here, yeah? So the main sort of extender of the hip. And then after that, I'm going to hit the top right of my right glute by crossing my right leg over my left, and then hitting the top right of my right glute there, just getting into the top of the hip. All right, so the harder the ball, obviously the more painful it's going to be. A couple of minutes, then you can also open up your hip like that as well. That should get everything nice and loose in your lower body. It's quite hard to do your quads with this, but if you are going to do your quads, just use your tennis ball, get up to your front, and then we'll just hit any one of the three muscles on your quad there, just by getting on your front and just tracking that, just tracking down your thigh, right? Or up from your knee. Just find where it's nice and tight. And then you can also take the knee to flexion when the ball's in on that knot as well. All right? So those are your lower leg releases. See you in the next vid.